Are
live on.
you one of those 1,800 people that have given a releasing negative emotion sessions on Clubhouse or Instagram?
I am.
You are. You bet
I
you
am.
are. Hey, hello, everybody. My name is Michael Loge, and today I'm going to take an item from one of my programs where I help people change their body by deleting and eliminating specific foods. I've had great success with that myself. But today, look at the title, Cynthia. Can I delete all triggers, interest, and consumption of anything sugar? Well, I didn't think I could. Matter of fact, for years I've been successfully deleting like pop and chips and licorice and all those trigger foods and bread. But when it came to sugar, it didn't happen. But guess what? I cracked the code. I have written an extensive protocol that I'm going to be using today on Cynthia. And this protocol, here's the goal. And I've been waiting for it. The goal today is that Cynthia is going to come back in 10 days and she's going to give me an update on the percentage. Well, I'm going to get an update from her on her reduction in having sugar and her triggers to have sugar. So, hello, everybody, and welcome. This is my friend Cynthia. Cynthia, tell our friends on something that you experienced with releasing negative emotions before, and that's going to set up for today. Go ahead, please.
Oh, Michael, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And I'm excited to share my story and experience with you. I met you on Clubhouse, and you were there one day releasing negative emotions, and you were doing food items. And the one food item that I was addicted to was Portuguese sweetbread, toasted with butter, cream cheese, and blueberry jam or blueberry preserves on top. And I ate a lot of sweetbread. I've been eating it my whole life. It's been a big thing. All the women in my family made
It's got
sweetbread. They
relationships tied into it, family
relation
members tied into it. Yeah.
Yes. So it's been a cultural thing, a family tradition, and I never thought that I would want to give up sweetbread except I have a wheat sensitivity,
Yeah.
and every time I ate the sweetbread, I had a negative reaction for the next couple of days. And I thought, gosh, I love this so much. And I have all these emotions, family things that are tied to it, but it's in my best health interest to release this.
Right.
So you did one, I think it was less than 2 minute session.
2 minutes.
I think it was less than 2 minute session with me. And in the last 15 months, I have had a piece of sweetbread 2 times. I don't crave it. And honestly, the 2 times I had it, I was like, yeah, this is kind of good, but it's not like the end of the world. It's not like, oh, I have to have it anymore. The craving completely disappeared. I would have never believed in a million years that could have happened.
When we talk about everything that's emotion related, we're that's literal. So
Yes.
my personal story, of course, I've gotten rid of many food and drinks and items, and but when it came time to sugar, there was so much connected to it because my mom was a baker at
Oh,
home, and she made homemade bread every day. Hello, no wonder we're fat.
wow.
Homemade bread every day, and then homemade brown bread, and she showed love by food, and my
Hmm.
mom and dad had a beautiful relationship, and it was always about food and eating. So you know what? That's how you grow up fat. So I've deleted so much stuff. So I'm giving you my update, and I'm going to be using muscle testing, and I'm going to be introducing it to our friends. I'm going to be using muscle testing to ask myself questions. That's a yes. That's a no. Because my subconscious mind is brilliant and knows everything, I can ask it questions. So
Hmm.
this is a yes answer. When this finger locks in, and that's a
Yes.
no. So, am I Michael Loche? Yes. Am I Cynthia? No. What is the percentage that I reduce triggers? Now, a trigger could be anything: watching a cooking show on TV, or opening up the fridge,
Hmm.
or seeing a chocolate chip in the crack of your couch. It doesn't matter where. Anything that makes you want to buy it, or consume it, or have it, or make it, or order it. I don't have to build the list. Y'all have it. Listen to this. What is the severity that I reduce those triggers in 30 days? Is it over 10%? Is it over 10, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90? Is it over 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97? Is it over 98? Is it over? Oh, it's not over 99. It's not. So what is it? 99. I have reduced Michael Loge that would put candy on a pizza. I've reduced sugar interest by triggers by 99% in 30 days. But here's the
Wow.
next question. What is the severity that reduced consumption? It's one thing to trigger, and then another thing to put it in your mouth and buy it and order it, right? So how
Right.
much have I reduced the consumption of anything sugar? That means anything made with sugar. It was added to it, it was in it, it was part of it, it was way back in the baking process, or even, and I'm not talking about good sugars like honeys and stuff. I'm talking about white teaspoons of sugar. How much have I reduced the consumption of that? I hope I have. Well, I know I have. Over 10, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, over 90, over 91, 92. This is a reduction in consumption. Me, 30 days. I can't even believe the numbers. 95, over 95, 96, over 99. Over,
Wow.
over 100, under 100, 100. So I have consumed zero anything that includes sugar. Now, I'm super
Wow.
vulnerable, right? You know, that's my style. Listen to this. Before I did my reduction of sugar, what was my daily consumption in calories? Because my brain knows everything. Was it over 1,000? Yes. Was it over 1,500? Yes. Was it over 2,000? Yes. Was it over 2,500? Yes. Was it over 3,000? Yes. Was it over 3,500? Was it 35, 34, 33, 3,100 calories a day was my average. No wonder I was fatter. And I'm eating all good stuff, vegetables and fruits and the candy and all this stuff. So
Hmm.
let's see. So my daily average was over 331, 3,000. That was my daily average. And in the last 30 days, what's my daily average calorie count? Is it under 3,000? Yep. Is it under 2,900, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 19? My
Wow.
new daily calorie count is 1,900, and it used to be 3,100. Is this 100% because of the sugar? Is it 99%? It's 100% because of the sugar. I
Wow.
know. I know.
That's impressive.
Well, what's impressive is that after about 10 days, I had to go to the post office, and you know how they're at the back of some drugstores. So I go to the drugstore, and I have to go because the path to the post office takes you through everything from what's to what's and all the candy aisle.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
walking down the candy aisle, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm not triggered. And then I spotted it, and it was a bag of Panda licorice. And I
Mm.
had the trigger, and then it just like that, it went away. And I thought, huh, 3 weeks ago, I'd have bought them and eaten them in the lineup. So now I got my parcel weighed, and I have to go back through the store,
Hmm.
and I'm looking at everything, and I saw chips, and I thought, well, chips aren't sugar, but I got rid of those too. And then I could see the aisle, that plastic candy bag aisle. And I
Uh-huh.
saw it, and I thought, just go down it. You're an adult. If you want to have some, just not beat
Hmm.
myself up. And I got through the entire aisle, and I thought, nothing. Old favorites were there. They were, hello, I'm over here on the third. I didn't see a thing. So before I left, I still had a hankering that, I was so triggered. I'd never go to a store. I would go to a hardware store and buy a chocolate bar at the checkout. I mean, a shovel and a chocolate bar. Like I would find a reason.
Hmm.
So it caught, and yeah. So then I'm ready to leave the store, and I had, what I end up buying, and this was a grocery that had some dairy. Out of all the things that I could have bought in this store, I bought cottage cheese.
Oh my goodness.
And then I had some raspberries in the freezer, so I put them in the microwave. So I made cottage cheese with real fresh raspberry puree on it. It was like a wedding cake to me. It was so friggin' good. I'm craving cottage cheese
Wow.
now. So listen, if you're listening in, this is part one of the two-part today. Cynthia is going to receive the session where I have this unique ability to remove all these emotions for her whole life that ever caused it.
Hmm.
See what happens when we were drinking or eating something, we had a negative experience, and then they get locked in. So I'm going to verbalize some of the script here today. It's very long, but the truth is my subconscious mind knows it. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
really have to say it. I could just cut and paste and do some more work, but I'm going to,
Sure.
so I'm going to help our friends out. So number one, I'm going to become Cynthia's proxy. That means I'm going to do this on her behalf. Next,
Mhm.
I'm going to be using muscle testing. You saw how we did that. When I'm connected to Cynthia, her brain's going to tell my brain's going to tell my finger which emotion it is. And again, I'm going to use the emotion code chart, the one behind me, Dr. Bradley Nelson's emotion code chart.
Mhm.
And so I found it. It's just like if I was into your computer, Cynthia, and I said, hey, Cynthia, I found that Trojan bug in your computer. You would say what? Will you delete it? So when
Yeah.
I find the emotion, I'm going to delete it with the magnet. I'm going to show you all of that process. So
Perfect.
the first thing I'm gonna do, just like if I was connected to Cynthia's Wi-Fi, maybe I go to her place and said, "Oh, I see I can get to your Wi-Fi." He said, "Well, you can see it, but you can't connect to it until you give me the password." So
Mhm.
the password for me to connect with Cynthia is permission. It's implied if you pay me other clients, that's implied, or this is implied. In other words, you're
Right.
saying you can ask my subconscious. So right now, am I Cynthia? No. So I'm just scanning. Remember the days of AOL? It would go, you know, I'm doing the
Or
scan. I'm calling it the vibrational scan.
you're dating us, Michael.
I know. There, this is, am I Cynthia? Am I Michael Loche? Am I Cynthia? Yes. I'm just going to put my elbows down. So today we're talking about sugar elimination. And so right now I'm Cynthia's proxy. So I'm letting my subconscious mind, her subconscious mind, just know about the conversation today. So today we're
Mhm.
talking about sugar. Bad sugar, like sugar in a teaspoon, white sugar or brown sugar, sugar, not honey sugar or agave sugar, like sugar made from sugar, white sugar. That's, yeah, does my subconscious conscious mind know what I mean by that? Does it include good sugars? No, it's the white sugar in any form or like it, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've set that up the standard. And now the next thing I want to say is that I want to go back to my entire life. And I want to go to any triggers. Now, triggers are things that make me think about it. You know, maybe you're watching a show and you're watching something on the Great British Baking Show, and before you know it, you're making a cake in your oven. Like, how did that happen? So every time this happened in my life where I thought about it, that was a trigger, or I executed getting sugar in any form. I ordered it, I
Mhm.
made it, I baked it, I called it in, I opened the fridge and the cupboard, I did this, and I looked for everywhere. I might have looked in the bottom of my purse if I had one for something to eat. Have I ever done something
Mhm.
like that? Something like that? How about all the times that I ordered sugar and food delivery? I ordered food delivery, healthy food, and then I bought something with sugar on the side, like dessert. And every time that I had sugar at work or at home or any event or any holiday, any season with anybody, any traditional things like you talked about earlier, right? Your family traditional desserts
Mhm.
or anything with made with sugar, sugar in any drink, and sugar is made with it. The ingredients are sugar. Sugar is made with it, sugar is put it in it and on it, beside it. In my entire life, how many trapped emotions ever caused me to trigger it and consume it in my entire life? We're doing some counting again. Over
Mhm.
one, yes. I'm going to do it in fives because I know the answer.
Faster.
Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Is it over five? Yes. In my whole life. Is it over 5, 10, 15? Oh, it's not over 15.
Mm.
So it's under 15. It's not under 15. What is it, Captain Obvious? Fifth, no. Is it 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? Okay. There's 17 of them. They're in boxes of 5, so I'm a little suspicious. Are the danglers, are the twos, are they on the blue chart? No, they're not on this. And are these my own traumas? Yes. How old was I? Was I born? No. No, this is coming up. So these are prenatal. This means when we were in our mom's belly. I had them too. Everybody I'm doing this with, it meant when you were in your mom's belly, you were eating, right? You were feeding not through food, but through
Mhm.
sources and nutrients from your mom. And
Sure.
and sometimes there was activity going on outside the belly. Doesn't
Mhm.
have to be in the hospital room. It could be on the street or at shopping at the day, anywhere your mom was going. So while you were in your mom's belly, do I have prenatal traumas? Yes. First one is prenatal trauma of obsession. right? So imagine
Interesting.
eating, and then somebody in the room was obsessed about something. Could have been the cleaning staff, or it could have been someone in a restaurant obsessed, or somebody on the street. I'm not going to try to guess what it was because I don't need to. I'm deleting it. So I'm deleting this prenatal trauma of obsession, and then you see how that relates to food. Next one, I'm deleting this prenatal trauma of fanatic. That's me. That used to be me, fanatic about having it and finishing it and getting it and starting it and buying it and having it and all the anxiety, and deleting this prenatal trauma of fanatic. Okay, so there were 17, now there's 17, 60, there's 15. Okay,
Mhm.
are they all on the blue chart behind me? Yes. Okay, here's 5. We'll do these next 5. I'm deleting this anxiety. I'm deleting despair. I'm deleting disgust. Remember, I have a magnet. I'm
Mhm.
connected to Cynthia right there, and I don't want to take it on, just like if I was deleting her bug from her computer. I'm deleting
Right.
nervousness, and I'm deleting worry. Where's the next one? I'm deleting confusion. I'm deleting defensiveness. I'm deleting grief. I'm deleting self-abuse. I'm deleting stubbornness. Where's the next ones? I'm deleting crying, deleting discouragement, deleting rejection, deleting sadness, deleting sorrow. I'm going to go back to the last 5 years, and any time that I chose anything that had sugar in it, knowingly or not, any
Mhm.
kind of baked goods that had sugar and icings and innards and onnits, and any kind of sugar in sauces, or any kind of sugar in candies and chocolates and treats and this, and my subconscious mind, is it in the last 5 years, would I have at least 1,000 consumptions of, not bowls, but bites? Have I bited something and consumed something? Have I done that over 1,000 times? Yes. Is that a big enough sample? Yes. Well, the time I did
I
my
knew the
French,
answer to that question.
yeah. Well, that's not a lot either. 1,000 bites. Some things are 10 bites alone. But I've got a pattern here. So now I'm going to go back to the last 1,000 times that I chose and bought and had and consumed anything with sugar in it, on it, beside it, in any season, reason, or with anybody. Out of all those times, how many trapped emotions that caused any of the desires or triggers or consumption do I still have? Under 5, 4, 3, 2, under 1? Yes, over 0, over 0. What is the severity of my interest in sugar? Having it, buying it, the bakery items, the candies, the chocolates, all the times. The last 1,000 times I ever had any of those candies, what, or anything with sugar, what is the severity of that desire now? It was 8, 9, 10. And now it's under 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, under 2, yes, under 1, yes, over 1, under 1, 0. Is it okay if I never chose or had sugar again? Yes. Would it be safe if I never had sugar again? Yes. Am I worthy? Yes. Do I believe it? Yes. Was it okay before today? It wasn't okay. It wasn't worthy. I didn't believe it, and it wasn't safe, but it is now.
Mm.
Kevin's going to disconnect.
Wow, I'm kind of nervous.
Well, you know what? You don't remember. You don't remember not. You don't remember giving up that treat you said earlier. Like you didn't resent it. You weren't ticked off at me, Michael. You gave up my favorite foods.
That's very true. I
Yeah,
hadn't thought about it in that way.
it's really hard to notice the absence of it. You
Yes,
know,
I no desire whatsoever, and I can't say that I have missed it.
I know. I remember
Yeah,
giving up French fries. I thought, oh, I'll be pissed off at myself because you know what? I don't even remember. I remember eating them and loving them, but I don't even see them anymore. Listen, I bought cottage
wow.
cheese in a candy department. Okay, so I'm I am
That's
different.
that's pretty impressive. And as you're doing it, I'm thinking about I know for me, like in my house growing up, food was love.
Yeah,
And when you were sick, my mother made you brownies because you didn't feel good. So that was the thing. Or she would make us cookies. But the thinking about her sort of as I knew her, she would hide food and hide snacks and lock them
yeah,
up so we couldn't have them. So I almost wonder if she even did that before we were born, you
yeah.
know?
I
Um,
came, I came from my all the men in my family. My family didn't have soup and salads.
Yeah,
Soup
my
and
family either.
salads was just a promise that the meat was coming.
Ah,
Soup and salad. So when someone says, have soup and salad, and I'm thinking, and something else with that? No, just soup and
right.
salad. And it's like, no, I'm feeling so. And then you know what my mom was famous for? Well, first bread,
Mm-hmm.
second homemade fudge. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, we need to have
oh,
trays of that around the house.
oh, I do love good fudge.
So
Well, see,
Cynthia,
I did love good fudge.
you did. So this is part one, and we're going to film part two in about 10 days, and we'll update our friends. For those of you that are interested, if you look in the chat there, I put the link to my Releasing Negative Emotion package. What I did with Cynthia is part of the whole process, and there's 20 things. For example, Cynthia can come back next time, and in that program, for example, say, well, I want to delete bread, and I want to delete Coca-Cola and Pepsis, and I want to drink
Mm-hmm.
wine and beer. You see how they're not really sugar? And then I
Mm-hmm.
can also get people loving water and loving exercise. So check out the program. And remember, today with Cynthia was one of the 20 things. Wait till you hear the story. Stay tuned. We'll be back with Cynthia's percentage of reduction in triggers and a percentage in consumption. My goal is 100%.
Thank you so much, Michael. And I'm kind of scared.
That's, well,
How am
we'll
I gonna?
see.
But we'll see. Like you
Okay,
said, no interest in the sweetbread, and I hope this is
that's
the
right. Well,
same.
stay tuned for the opening of the next video because we'll see what's going to be different around that. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for hanging out, everybody, and look for the link or watch part two of Cynthia's success story, deleting and eliminating sugar, right here. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Michael. See you, everyone.